Okay. Namaste and good morning and welcome to our meditation class with the Vedanta Society of Greater Austin. So this is normally, as you know, our Gita class, but the last Saturday in the month, we've decided that we would have a guided meditation instead of the usual Gita class. So today I want to, every time we have the meditation, I'll begin with a little introduction and then the guided meditation. And after the guided meditation, I'll just close with the chant and sign off. I won't have the usual question and answers and won't have a goodbye to everybody because at the end of the meditation, I want people to let the feeling of the meditation linger rather than interrupting it prematurely. So again, every class I'll give an introduction, which will differ each time a little bit. And then the guided meditation, and then just a closing prayer and sign off. Okay. So first, let me say, before I get to the topic of meditation itself, about the class. The Houston devotees also are asking me, I almost said bothering me, but it's not a bother, about giving a meditation class here also. And so what I think we will do, and I don't know if it'll be next month or the month after, is at this same time, the last Saturday in the month, I'll give the meditation class over YouTube for both Austin and for Houston devotees. So it'll be for the group. The problem with that is that there's not the immediacy of Zoom, where I can see all of the faces. All I see is the camera. But since it's a meditation class, that's not as important. And since there will not be question and answer, it's not as important also. But that way I can fill the needs of the people here as well as Austin. The other advantage to that is that I will be able to do it in the shrine, and we'll be able to begin with a little music, recorded music, leading into the meditation. So we may be able to do a little bit, the atmospherics will be a little bit better, that's all. So now coming to meditation itself. What I'm going to do this morning is just to give the preliminary practices I usually give in a guided meditation. Now, many of you have done guided meditations with me before because I used to give them in Austin in person when I was coming down every month, and as I will do again after the pandemic is over. So many of you have done this before, but not all of you have. And even those of you who have done it, it's been more than a year since we've done it together. So I will give or when I give a guided meditation, I give graduated steps leading into meditation. And these steps themselves, other than the first, which is just taking 4 deep breaths, other than that, the other steps in the preliminary practices, each one of those can itself be taken as a meditation, but we use them as preliminary steps. And so I'll use the same preliminaries with a little bit varying description from time to time, but the same basic steps each time we meditate. And it will be the last part of the meditation, which will differ from time to time, to give you a taste of different types of meditation. So the purpose of this class is both to teach you how to meditate, to give you a feeling for meditation, but what it is not meant to do is to replace those of you who have initiation from a teacher. It's not meant to replace your practice you receive from your teacher, not at all. You continue with your practice, but in the guided meditation, just follow what my instructions are, and it will help amplify your practice. We have 2 eyes. Why? Because with 2 eyes rather than just one, we get depth perception. By having 2 eyes looking at a slightly different, from a slightly different viewpoint, it gives the 3D effect. That's how they make 3D movies, by having 2 cameras that are slightly offset from each other. It gives, you can create, or that's part of the technology. You create a three-dimensional scene. And so by seeing meditation from slightly different standpoints, different ways of meditating, you can improve your own practice. So again, this is not to replace your practice. Now, some teachers, those of you who have a formal teacher, some teachers want you to follow exactly what they have told and that you should do. Some teachers don't mind if you add some things in and so forth, if you adjust your practice, and so that you do as you understand your instructions to be. And others of you don't have a formal teacher, and that's fine. Then there's not the conflict or possible, or at least a thought of conflict with the teacher's instructions. So let me just say a word about meditation, and because I don't want this class to become a lecture class, it's an experiential class. So let me just say a word before we begin, that meditation is bringing, in one sense, bringing unity to the mind. The mind is scattered in so many directions, but all forms of meditation are geared towards bringing the mind back into the here and now and to give it a center of unity. Even if you practice prayer as your main practice, you don't try yogic meditation and mind or mindfulness or other types of meditation, but you only pray. That also has the same effect of bringing the mind into the here and now and giving it a unity, a core of unity. And so in meditation, if we know that, then as we're meditating and we find that the mind is following its usual tendency, almost a universal tendency, to scatter itself, to jump all over the place, think of all sorts of things. If you remember that, then just by an act of imagination, you can think that you're pulling the rays of your mind back to the here and now. Here means right here, not going out there. Normally we think our center of gravity is out there in the outer world and we're spinning around that in the outer world. No, bring your center of gravity here. Whether you are a devotee following the path of devotion or whether you follow the path of knowledge. So bring your attention back here and now in the present moment, because the present moment is all that is, and the moment is not a restricted, tiny little insignificant point between the vast future and the vast past. No, the past. No, the present moment is eternity itself. It contains everything. The past and future don't exist. We think of them only in the present, which is all that is. And once we begin to silence the mind, the sense of time as duration, that begins to disappear. And then we are fixed in the eternal now. And so meditation is a gradual process of learning to unify the mind by bringing it into the here and now, by giving it a focus. So on other days, I will give other ideas about meditation to amplify our understanding, but let that do for today. So I'll begin the meditation by giving a chant in Sanskrit and English translation, as I do for classes. And then I will begin the instruction. So as I give instruction, listen first to the instruction at each stage. Listen to the instruction and then try your best to do that which I have instructed. Meditation takes a long time to develop, so don't expect to be plunged into samadhi on a day of instruction. Just try to do the best that you can to understand and follow what I said. So listen first and then begin doing after I end that stage. And then I'll come to the next stage and then listen to that. And then when I'm finished with that stage, then practice the best that you can. And always when you find, as you will find, that the mind has spun away in reverie, then without frustration, without getting upset with yourself, just bring yourself quietly back to the topic of meditation. And so with that, we will begin. Om Ardram Jwalati Jyotiraham Jyotir Jwalati Brahmahamasmi Yohamasmi Brahmahamasmi Ahamasmi Brahmahamasmi Ahamevaham Mam Juhomi Swaha. Melting into the light, I am the light that shines. The light shines, the light which is Brahman. That which I am is nothing but Brahman. I exist, and I exist as Brahman. I myself offer myself into the infinite light, which is myself. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So first, as we begin, pay attention for a moment to your posture. Sit erect, but not tense. Learn to sit erect in a relaxed way so that the weight of your body goes down the spinal column, so that the weight goes directly down, not pulling the spinal column forward. So learn each as you are able to sit erect, but comfortably without stress or strain. Now to begin, let us take 4 deep breaths, breathing in deeply, exhaling completely, holding the breath out of the body for a moment at the end of each exhalation, beginning again, doing that 4 times in order to calm the body and the mind. Again, breathe in deeply, exhale completely, hold the breath out for a moment, beginning again, doing that 4 times to calm the body and mind. And now let us use the breath as a vehicle for sending out thoughts of goodwill towards all beings everywhere, realizing that in the welfare of others lies our own welfare, that it is the sense of separation between self and others which is the source of selfishness and the source of our misery. This doesn't mean opening oneself to abuse or abusive behavior on the part of others. In order to wish well to all beings, one has to have a sense of inner strength, a sense of inner inviolability. And that comes more and more through the practice of meditation. The sense that you have a quiet inner space that nothing can touch. And out of that, we can begin to wish well to all beings. As Jesus says in the Christian scripture, that if you go to the temple to make an offering and there you find that you have something against your brother, put down your gift, go be reconciled with your brother, and then come and make your gift. That's because when we have a sense of broken relationship with the outer world, part of the mind is obsessed with fixing that which it feels should not be broken. And so by doing this exercise, we gradually learn to be at peace with the world around us, but not a selfish peace, but in a loving, giving, expansive peace. So let us think as we breathe in that we are filling ourselves with the power of goodwill. And we can think the word goodwill as we breathe in to focus the feeling of goodwill, but try to feel goodwill actually welling up within you. And as you breathe out, think that you are breathing that goodwill out in all directions towards all beings everywhere, without hesitation and without restriction, with words such as, may all beings everywhere realize what is good. Breathe in goodwill. Breathe that goodwill out in all directions. May all beings everywhere realize what is good. And continue in that way till the next instruction. While doing this exercise, it's helpful to think as you breathe in goodwill that you are breathing in through every pore of your skin, not just through the nostrils or mouth, but you're breathing in through every pore of your skin as if you were a sponge, breathing in goodwill from all good and sacred sources of the universe. And then as you breathe out, similarly, think that you are breathing that goodwill out through every pore of your skin in all directions, towards all beings everywhere, without hesitation and without restriction. May all beings everywhere realize what is good. So breathe in goodwill, breathe it out. May all beings everywhere realize what is good. Breathe in goodwill, breathe out. May all beings everywhere realize what is good. And now let us turn our attention to the physical body in order to bring it into a deeper state of harmony so that it serves as an instrument of concentration and not as an obstacle as it so often is. Let us think of each part of the body, starting from the toes and working up gradually to the top of the head, picturing each part in the mind's eye as pure, perfect, full of light, no matter what its actual condition might be. Picture it as pure, perfect, and full of light. In that way, go from your toes gradually, part by part, up to the top of your head. And after coming to the top of the head, picture the whole body at once as pure, perfect, full of light, as a God-given instrument for the realization of truth in this very life. So again, start from the toes, up to the top of the head, and then the whole. After coming to the top of the head, briefly scan over the body once again, looking for any remaining points of tension, such as tightness in a muscle or the area of a joint. Send the light of your awareness, as it were, to that area, bathe it, as it were, in the light of your awareness, and feel by an act of active imagination that it is relaxing and coming into harmony with the rest of the body, and then return to the whole. Try to experience the body as one harmonious field or system of energy. That is, when you're not looking at the body, you still can feel the body, the presence of the body. You have the sensation of the body's presence. That sensation of the body's presence is the direct experience of the body as a field of energy, the energy of sensation. It's actually a vibratory sensation of the body's presence. Try to focus simply on that feeling of the body's presence without superimposing upon it the usual ideas of the body's solidity, heaviness, impenetrability, etc. Just try to feel the body as a field of energy without superimposing those other ideas upon it. That is, experience the body just as you experience it, with the eyes closed, without superimposing other ideas. Wherever your body is touching in contact with the floor, with your chair, your hands on your lap, try to feel such points of contact as simply concentrations of sensation in the general field of sensation, which is the body. That is, continue to feel the body as a field of sensation, a field of energy. But wherever you have contact, such as your seat on the chair, your feet on the floor, hands on your lap, etc., feel such points of contact as simply concentrations of sensation in the general field of sensation, which is the body. Don't interpret those feelings as, oh, that's because one hard, heavy object is pressing against another hard, heavy object. Feel it just as sensation. And in that way, you can come to a point where you feel practically weightless and floating. Notice how when you feel the body as pure sensation, and you feel those points of contact just as sensation as well, you're aware of the whole body, or you can be aware of the whole body. Normally, we think that our awareness is somewhere inside of the body. But note how no, you're aware even of the space around the body. That your awareness is larger than the body. The body, as it were, floats in your awareness. So spend a few moments just feeling that sensation of the body, that field of energy, floating within your awareness. And now for the main meditation. Again, all of this is preparatory to bring the mind into a state of calm interiority. We will simply extend the meditation we were just doing on the body, and I will explain how. This itself is a meditation. It may not be meditation as many of you think of it, because it doesn't have a spiritual, obvious spiritual component, but it has great spiritual value. What we're going to do is simply keep the sensation of the whole body in our awareness. The mind will keep trying to run away to different thoughts and following different reveries. Every time you find that it has, no matter how quickly it runs away, when you find that it has run away, gently, without frustration, bring it back to the sensation of the whole body at once. Just keeping that in the focus of your mind. The value of this meditation is, and it is a traditional meditation, is that it, for one thing, it gives you a sense of the body as sensation. So it begins to refine your sense of the body. More importantly, it gives more importance to the awareness in which the body is being held. And so you're developing your power of awareness and developing the power to direct your attention where you wish. Normally, our mind is drawn in all directions by random thoughts firing in the mind. But in meditation, we have to learn to keep our attention fixed. That's the greatest challenge in learning to meditate. And in this practice, that's simply what you're doing, just keeping the mind, bringing it back again and again to the sensation of the body. Why the sensation of the body? Because it's a direct experience. You don't have to imagine it. It's there already. You don't have to visualize it. You don't have to imagine it. Just be aware of it. And so it serves as a good anchor for the attention. Later, this is helpful even in the practice of japa and deity-based meditation. Learning to hold the attention here and now and using the sensation of the body's presence as an anchor to hold the attention here. So now continue just holding that sensation of the body's presence, the whole body at once. Of course, your mind will go from part to part, but keep trying to pull it back to awareness of the whole, gently, without frustration. And just try to hold the mind there. And whenever the mind runs away, as it will, bring it back and calmly hold the awareness of your body in the ocean of your awareness, floating in the ocean of your awareness. Note how the sensation of the body, the sensation of the body's presence when your eyes are closed, that comes through the tactile sense. Note how that is vibratory by nature. And then note how sounds that you hear wherever you are, whatever sounds that you hear, that those also are vibrations. Try to reduce the experience of the world around you to vibrations in the ocean of existence. That is, feel that your body, the sensation of your body's presence, that is one type of vibration. Another are the sounds that come to you. And stray thoughts that arise in the mind, those also are waves in the lake of the mind, vibrations. Images that may come to you are vibrations, waves in the lake of the mind. Or better, waves in the ocean of consciousness. And so feeling that you are seated in the here and now, using the body as an anchor to hold your attention steady here and now. Feel that everything around you is losing its solidity and revealing itself as vibratory. So in this meditation, again, the benefits are you begin to experience the body in a different way. Eventually, we can go beyond even the awareness of the body and realize ourselves as consciousness itself. But first, we have to refine the sense of the body that we have. And in this practice, the experience of the body becomes light and more freeing. And then by directing and stilling the awareness, by using the sensation of the body as an anchor to stabilize the attention, we begin to get a sense of attention itself and how to direct it, how to stabilize it, how to keep it still and focused, and yet alert and awake. And through that sense of the attention, we begin to get a better understanding of the nature of consciousness, which is the essence of attention. And again, this is useful whether we follow the path of devotion or the path of knowledge. Now let me say the Gayatri Mantra 3 times. I'll say it first in English, then chant it in Sanskrit 3 times, and then translate it into English again. We meditate on the effulgent glory of that luminous being who has projected this universe. May that illuminate our hearts. Om Bhur-bhuva Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur-bhuva Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur-bhuva Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. We meditate on the effulgent glory of that luminous being who has projected this universe. May that illuminate our hearts. Om. And now, before we conclude, bow before the divine reality in whatever way makes sense to you, whether you have a chosen ideal, whether it's a personal ideal, or whether it's the infinite, or the inherent wisdom within the universe. However you think of it, bow before it and offer the fruits of your meditation for the welfare of all beings everywhere. So now I will say a closing chant with the Sanskrit and English translation. And after the English translation, I will just sign off with good wishes for all. Om Dio Shantihi Antariksham Shantihi Prithvi Shantihi Apa Shantihi Oshadhaya Shantihi Vanaspataya Shantihi Vishwe Deva Shantihi Brahma Shantihi Sarvam Shantihi Shantireva Shantihi Sama Shantiredhi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace is in the heavens. Peace is in the sky. Peace is on earth. Peace is in the waters. Peace in the plants and the trees. The gods are peace. Peace is the nature of truth. All is peace. Peace alone, peace. May that peace, real peace, be with us all. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us and to all the beings of the universe.
Shonak is still in meditation.
Anand uncle, you said something. Sorry.
You are not aware of the surroundings. You are not aware of your body. You are not aware of anything. You are in deep immersed meditation. You got the real benefit of this guided meditation.
Yeah, time went fast. Went very fast.
Is everybody aware or they are in a different